Good morning. Okay, I made it back just in the nick of time. Let me take this off the screen. Let's remove that. All right. So let's look at the daily real quick. Here's our daily. Indecisive yesterday. Got up to about 38.20, pulled back in. Let's see. So that's where we're at. We've got our red dotted line, green dotted line, just denoting overnight high and low price action. Here's our 15-minute on the left, our 1-minute on the right. I do also watch the 5-minute. Gray shaded area is just overnight action, so you can see the high overnight on the S&P futures. Got up to around 37, we'll call it like 94, and then 37.45. As I mentioned, that 45 level, we came down to it last Thursday, so 8 days ago. Flushed him down and then pushed up, kind of like how we did yesterday. So 45, at least for the time, is holding, but yesterday was an indecisive doji day, just back and forth, back and forth. So we'll look and see what today does. We'll watch and see. Got our 15-minute here. And then we've got our 1 minute over here, as I mentioned earlier. Hopefully the buffering isn't too much. Today is the day that my buddy comes, who's a Discord. He gets paid to work on Discord stuff up in the Chicago area. So he's going to see what he can do for me regarding not just Discord, but streaming service. I'm looking into using a platform called Twitch as well. I'm currently using OBS and been a lot of buffering, so don't know what's up with that. But anyways, we'll get into it. Let's watch the market, see what happens. I'll be around for the first 2 hours of the trading day today, and then I'll be done, just like most every day. All right, looks like we've got our opening range here, so I'll go ahead and mark that. Market looking a little strong, the 15-minute to me. Looking like we could go ahead and try to move higher now. We do have some news coming out at 9 a.m. Central Time. Hope everyone's doing well this morning. I did have a little bit of just got in here just in the nick of time. I had a notice up on the screen that I was taking the kids to day camp and that I'd have to be back for that. All right, so just as soon as I say it's looking a little bit strong, we kind of pull back in now. And again, being that our action yesterday was just back and forth, although we did have a nice move up here yesterday. I'm not too surprised that we're hanging out here trying to duke it out in this area. Bears and bulls trying to see who's in control, who's got the goods, who's got what it takes to move the market. Let me just confirm that news. Let's see. Yep. ISM Manufacturing Index, that's coming out here in another about 27 minutes. This 5-minute bar is almost done. So just look, when it looks weak, it looks strong, and just when it looks strong, it kind of gets weak. Let's see if this is the move now that takes us below 37.78. Kind of just putting in a wedge here. If you look at price action on the 15-minute. So not that this is magical or anything, but come up and down, and we're just kind of coiling now, building up some energy, and we'll see if we break to one side or the other. Again, keeping in mind context, yesterday we had a doji for the day. It's important to know. So yeah, in my mind, as soon as it looks strong, as soon as it looks like it could run, it gets weak, and as soon as it looks weak, they kind of pop it back up and it looks strong again. So I feel like at some point today, now who knows whether it's in another 5 minutes or another half hour, but at some point, someone's going to win, like a tug of war, bulls or bears. But it doesn't, even saying that, it doesn't mean that they have to. We can hang out and have a very boring day, as boring just being back and forth. Not that doesn't have to be boring if that's your kind of trading. If you just trade in a range, that's fine. Sorry, I turned the mic down a bit. The AC is going and it can get a little bit noisy. Alright, let's, oops. I should move this dude. Sorry again for that crap on there. I don't like that on there. So, just hanging tight. Not in a big hurry right now. Yeah, I'm going to set up a Twitter feed as well. I ended up having a nice one yesterday. It's funny how sometimes some of my best trades can just come on my phone or be done on my phone. I know the level that I like, and was watching yesterday just the 5 minute and the 1 minute. Had a nice sell off here. Thought this might be it, but it wasn't. Moved down here, and then I saw the 1 minute doing this, and went ahead and got involved and had a nice ride up. Obviously, it wasn't on the live stream, but I've thought about doing something live, either in like a Discord, but then I'd have to have it running all the time at work. Or more than likely, I'll probably do just something like a Twitter, where if I see a nice trade or an opportunity to, sometimes I'll do some calls in SPY, or puts for that matter. If I see a good opportunity, I might, give a shout out and say, hey, this is what I'm seeing, this is what's going on. Decent 5 minute bar here. All right, we're pushing up a good ways here. And we've got news and another, what do we got? 17, 16 minutes, something like that. I'm looking for a spot to get long. We'll see how this 5-minute bar closes, or how the next few minute bars close. To get long though, I'd like to see the 5-minute bar close with some kind of strength. Again, this is our 15-minute bar over here. Got another minute till the 5 minutes done. Looking for more of a pullback until I get involved to the long side. Gonna be down around like 88. Let's see what we do here. Okay, I'm involved a little bit here at 88. I'm in half of what I'll allow myself to get into. And want to see if we can push higher and take out these highs here. We've had a nice quick reaction, quick bounce. That one had a resting order there and really just feel like I pegged it. Let's see if we can run them up higher now. I'm going to sell out of just 20% of this thing. Had a very nice quick bounce, nice reaction there. Looking good. Trying to push higher. Just sold out of a little bit more, so I'm still holding 70% of this guy. Let's see if we can get it out now. 5-minute bar looking good, looking pretty strong here. There we go. I'm going to sell out of a little bit more. Okay, I'm still holding 60% at this location. Just sold out of some more. I'm holding half of this thing. And for me, break even now is going to be right here at 88. That was just such a quick, reflexive push off of that. There's no reason, and it's had a big enough push up. There's no reason to give it any wiggle room off of that more than that. So again, at that level, I'm still in half. Looking to see if the 5-minute bar can't run up a little bit higher. And I'll be just scaling out as we push up higher. Selling a little bit more right here. All right, so I'm in 40% of that original position. 5-minute bar is looking very strong. Looking really nice. It's always nice when you can get a payday just, I mean, you know, that one, no heat. Felt like I was reading the market correctly on it. I've booked profits at this point. There's nothing to lose now. 15-minute looking decent. I'm keeping in mind we had our doji day yesterday. So let's see if we can push up to like this 14 level. If we do, I might scale out of some more up there. But we'll see if we can show any kind of strength and run it higher. We do have our news coming out. So here again, got a strong 5-minute. Looking for 14 or 15 to scale out a little bit more. Not much. I'll be the first to admit I'm not great at just holding on to stuff and giving it a ton of time. I could stand to work at that a bit. Let's see if I get one more there. I'm close. Really close. Come on. All right, scaled out of just a little bit more. Actually, they're at 10. And I'm still holding 30% of this trade. Entry was just fantastic on it here at 88. We've popped up 20 points in the last 5 minutes. We've got news. So at this point, I'm in a small enough amount where I will move my break even either here or to here, and then see if the news can add any kind of thrust to this move, and see if we can get a blast off higher and collect some more money on it. All right. So I feel like this is an area where I need some help with, and maybe one of you guys would have a good idea or a good tip. But so great entry, scaled out along the way, gotten paid. I'm still holding 30%. Entry was here at 88. So I'm holding against this level, but I don't want to give, even though I only have 30% on right now, I don't want to give too much back. So yeah, the question for me is, should I keep the stop here? Or should I have part of the stop here and then part of the stop here as well? That's a little tricky for me sometimes to navigate that. I think for right now, I would just have the stop right at my entry there at 88. See what the market wants to give me. Well, that's a nice start to the morning, nice start to July. Not going to complain about that. So here's 5 minute. Let's see what kind of story we're putting together here. Hey, good morning, Micah. Always good to see you, Mr. Micah. Micah, you had I feel like a broken record here, but Micah, you had a great trade yesterday. You had a good one a few days before, and so good on you, man. Well done. All right, let's see. Back at the 5 minute. No reason to exit it. Long from 88. Scaled out a little bit at 38. A little bit more at 05, and then some at 10. Was kind of holding out for 14. We didn't get there, and so I pulled the plug at 38.10. I'm pleased with that. Holding 30%. 5 minutes looking strong in my opinion. Okay, let's see if we can continue pushing higher. All right, news is out in 6 minutes. 5 minute looking decent here. We do have, there was definitely some business taking place here the other day. Here's our 15 minute. That's looking pretty nice. I'll switch this one to 5 minute. I talked about it the other day. I think for viewers, I think that might make a little bit more sense. A little bit more context. I'll change the one down below to a 15 minute. That'll work. All right. You know what I'll do? I think I'll move one of my stops up. Might put one of my stops right here. I'll keep the other stop at break even, but that might be a nice area to kind of lock some stuff in. That way, if we get a crazy move on the news, I'm not giving up too much. So I've got part of the stop here, and then the bulk of it still down here. Still, I might move this one down here up a little bit higher. I think I will. Five minute, 15 minute, all looking good. Under normal circumstances, if there weren't news, I would think, well, looks like it should just push higher here. And maybe we get lucky and we get a good move in the next 2.5, 3 minutes before news comes out. That would be ideal. So again, I'm just in 30% of my original position. I've got half of my stop here, then the other half is going to be down here. Seeing if we can milk this thing for a little bit more upward momentum. All right, at this point, I've got the other half right here. So I moved it from this level to here, and I will stay involved with the other half with this stop right about here at this level. All right, let's see if bulls can do it. So, yeah, all right, 14. That 14 area was a target. I got out a little bit early at 10, so we'll see what it does here now. I'm going to trail this thing up. I'm pretty tight here now at 38.05 with half of what I've got, of what I'm involved with. And perhaps I should have kept it here. again, I'll be the first to admit. All right, so that little trailer was out right there. I'll be the first to admit that I'd like to trail a little bit, or just get better at trailing. When you get something that's working out really well, want to learn how to manage it even better. All right, so we definitely got some wicks around here on the 5 minute. Keeping in mind that yesterday was a doji day, man. It's like flat on textbook doji. So there could be some indecision today. There could be some upward movement, strong. There could be some downward movement, weak. All right, they popped the top here at 14. All right, at this point, looks like news might have come out a little bit early. So now at this point, the rest of that trailer, I'm just going to put it right here actually, at this 3,800 level. And we'll see. Oh, no, that didn't come out early. I'm sorry. It is 9 o'clock right now. All right, there we go. Moving a bit higher now. So at this point, I've got my stop for the trail right here at 3,801. Volatility. This is interesting on the 5. So to me, I would want to see this 5 minute bar. In my mind, it's got to close up here in order to kind of continue to move the move. I don't want to see it close down here, I think. But again, we've got another 4 minutes to go on this 5 minutes. So, but if this 5 minute closes down here, I feel like there's a potential to push lower. And the question is, if we do push lower, do we continue lower, or is that just a stalling out and a break, and then we resume higher? Let's see. All right, on that one, I am out. My little trailer, that was it. I kept it at this level, not against this level, but it looks like it would have got me there anyways. All right. I am very pleased with that trade. Got some volatility there for sure. Micah, hey man, that's not even a learned skill. It's just inherent, right? Like just how you don't have to tell a little kid to be selfish, like a 2-year-old. It's just what they do. Sorry about the knuckle popping. Sorry about that. I'm sure it's horrible on the microphone. My bad. Yeah, I think it's just, or you don't have to tell people to drink water. It's just naturally something we do for whatever reason. Micah says, I'm amazing at putting my stop right where the market pulls back to. Yeah, me too. Me too. Man, me too, man. It's interesting, isn't it? Boy, I don't know. Gosh, forgive me if there's a huge lag, but it seems like there might be. Again, I'm looking to switch over to Twitch. Talking to a buddy tonight actually about that, using Twitch instead of OBS to stream my video. All right, so that was it for the bulls. All right, so again, I used to have a 15-minute here. I just decided, and I might go back to it, but I've got the 5-minute here and the 1-minute here. So like I was saying here on the 5-minute, we came up, a lot of volatility there. It got up to this level when the news came out and was saying that like even with this, with this bar, this one here, saying we didn't want to see it close too low. Now we're way the heck down here, quite a decent ways lower. Switch this fast. The 15 here. Right, so earlier I mentioned this coiling, right, stating that market was kind of building up some pressure or whatever, was coiling, getting tighter. Looked like we could have had a pop to the upside, and 6 minutes ago it felt just like that. And now here we are back in here, back in this range. Big move here on the 1 minute. See the bulls resume. Bulls got to get it above this like 10 level and hold for there to be any kind of momentum going forward. So we couldn't get up to yesterday's high. We got close, right? Here's yesterday's high. Tried it, got up to that 14 level that I mentioned. Actually, like, looks like 17 something or 16 and a half, something like that. Got close. Couldn't quite do it. Now we're back here. Let's look at yesterday. Where did trying to look for battle zones from yesterday where the Bulls and the Bears were involved. See if the flush comes here, the flush lower. Yeah, here it is. So I would imagine a lot of stops were placed here below this level, that 88, taking it out. Let's see how low we go. Going for the low of the day. Big reversal here on the 5-minute bar. Same with the 15. Man, I don't know what the heck. Gonna be looking for a short. Looking for a short around 84, 85 if we get up to that level. Let's see. Five-minute bar just very weak. Oh, I don't want that. 690. All right, looking for a pop. I don't know if we're going to get it here. Looking for a little bit of a pop up and then see if we can't retrace and move lower. Yeah. Bears are in control enough, I guess. They just crammed it down. Big 5-minute bar here. Really negated that pop up. Same with the 15. Pretty significant. Still entertaining this 84 area. If we get a pop up to there, I'll consider a short. I'll watch what it does up here too. Got to figure out where I'd be wrong if I'm getting short at that level. I know I'd definitely be wrong above 94, but that's a whole 10 points higher. So I'll try to, I might scale in a little bit, try to get involved here. I'm going to put a 10% of what I allow myself to trade here at 84. Hey, well done, Tech T111. So I'm going to risk 10% of what I allow myself to risk. Got a resting order at 84. I'll watch it and monitor it from there. See what we get. Wondering if 80 is our only. Wonder if we come back up to 80 and that's it, or what? $37.92. Well done. Well done. I'm going to remove that working order. I still want to, it'll depend on what we do here, but I'm thinking perhaps that was all the Bears were going to give it, right? This thrust down, come up to 80, and then we just continue lower, which it looks very well like that's what we may do. All right, that was it for the Bulls. Bears wouldn't give them any bit more. I had a resting order for about 2 minutes there at 37.84, just with 10% of what I allow myself to trade. Would have considered adding some somewhere close to here, but they didn't pull it that far, so that's it for me. All right, just another 40 seconds until we get a new 5-minute bar. I don't have any resting orders at this point. Any working orders? Let's see if the Bulls can hold it here, or if the Bears continue down. Let me draw that trend line again. So there we go. I mentioned that wedge earlier, right? The wedge here, and then it was there. I guess we've broken it now, pushed below it, kind of retrace. Let's see if we continue trend and just keep pushing lower. It feels like we will. 5 minutes certainly looks like it could. What was half bat there, Micah? Probably right around 92 or so, I'd guess. Let's see. Oh, 90, 95-ish. Dude, this spam guy, like, it's not like I got 5 million views. I got 54 views. No rock unturned for the porn spammers, I guess, huh? No rock unturned. We will hit every channel. All right, fair enough. A for effort, I suppose. Yes, I really like that one too, Tech. And my thought on it, like if you're short there, I would think from where we had that impetuous pop that, as I mentioned earlier, that some guys would have placed their stops right about there. So you're short at 92, and then you get it rolling, you take out 37.88. It's nice how that one was just like boom, just an instant payday to the downside. So, man, it's great when you get a trade that just works out. 95. Thanks, Micah. When you get a trade that just works out really quickly. 91.5. Yeah, that makes sense because we're lower. Per Dylan, I'll be right back. Alrighty. Well, we're just sitting, hanging out, waiting. Does the push lower come here? Sure looks like it. Look at this 5 minute. That looks pretty weak to me. Come down. Couldn't get above 80. Just hanging out lower here. Feels like I keep Tech T111. I keep, like, every time he pops up, and he pops up like every 5-10 minutes, I'll go on it and I'll click. I'll do like this. I've clicked like report, remove, put this user in timeout, hide this user from this channel. So I've got to call YouTube or email them and find out like how I can get this guy out of here. But yeah, every time he pops up, I'm on it to get rid of him. But when it says like hide user from this channel, it'd be nice if it was like one and done, where you hide him and he's not bugging you, but then somehow he's back like 10 minutes later, like a bad rash. So another thing that I'll look into over the weekend when I'm talking to my buddy who he's pretty good with technology and all that stuff. He'll have some answers for me, I would imagine. All right, 5 minute looking pretty weak. Feels bearish to me. Well, let's go back over and talk about some mind over matter or psychology stuff. Talk about potentially removing the threat if you're trading and it feels like it can be a threatening environment, which it is inherently risky if you don't have your stops in place. So always want to consider what's the best way to remove a threat. think usually perspective is a good way to combat something that feels threatening. So we've taken out that low from the other day, that 66 level. Come down here. 5 minutes still looking weak, but keeping in mind that anything can happen and something will happen. I'm not in a hurry right now to take another trade. Again, as I talk about, some days you get a setup first 15, 20 minutes of the day. Other days you get nothing. Some days you got to wait an hour. Other days it might be an hour and a half. Sometimes you get 5 trades in the first hour and a half. It just depends. Yesterday morning I sat around quite a while. Wasn't until about an hour and a half in that I took that trade. Today there was something that we were seeing about 15 minutes in, so I got involved. Every day is different, just with tempo, with cadence. I don't know, I wonder, let's see. I wonder about a short squeeze here, to tell you the truth. I could be just seeing things, but and it could be just me. It usually is. So we'll ask ourselves, what is the market trying to do, and is it doing a good job? Yesterday, it looked like kind of like 55. That was the magic level. I say magic, tongue in cheek. Not really. There's nothing magical about it, but that was the level that. Okay, let's look at the 1 minute. Let's go back in time just a little bit. Oh, where are we at here? Yeah. Was it? No, that wasn't it. Get the right day here. Thursday. There we go. So I had the push down. I mentioned the 45 level. Ran some stops from a week ago or 8 days ago at this point. Came up, held that 55. I thought we were going to get a break here. We never got it. And then from there, it was just up, and away. So I'm wondering if we hold, what we do, if we get down to this 55, what we do there. So right now we're clearly in a downtrend, looking at our 15 minute. But at this point, I feel like the market, it's going lower. So what is the market doing, and is it doing a good job? It's going lower, but I feel like we're getting enough like upticks to where maybe we'll see a pop. But that doesn't mean I'm getting involved right here. I'm just thinking out loud. Just trying to piece together a thesis, a hypothesis that might make sense. So same with the 5 minute. It's just lower, looks weak for sure. Make no mistake about that. And again, I've got to keep in mind that I have biases. I have opinions. A thesis about what the market could do is just that. It's just a thesis. All Our tempo is just a little different. And keeping in mind that, tempo can change anytime during the day. It can start slow and then speed up. It can be fast and then slow down. So tempo here was rather quick in the morning. News came out, good amount of movement. Now tempo's a little bit different here. It's a little bit muted compared to what it was, at least relative to earlier today. Let's watch what they do at 55. I'm going to buy a little bit right here. I'm in just 25%, a little aggressive on this one. Again, I'm convinced that 55 could be a level that holds. See if we get a little bit of a pop here. See if we can take it up to 70 perhaps. I'm definitely early, and that's not a good thing. Not good to be early. So again, I'm in 25% of what I'll allow myself to trade, but I may lighten up this thing just a little bit and wait for like confirmation that we're going to move higher versus just sticking my neck out there. Not prudent. Looking to try to lighten this guy up a bit as far as what I've got in the trade. Reason being, I don't want it to get ugly at 55, like if it breaks hard to the downside. So tempo is a bit muted, but same thing. Like we're still continuing to just push lower. Watching 60 here. Almost got a new 5-minute bar. I almost lightened some up there. I was looking to do it at 60, but we didn't get there. So that's not good. And I'm gonna lighten some up. Okay, I just lightened a little bit up right there. So I'm only in 15% of what I'll allow myself to trade. Didn't want this to get out of hand. I want to wait for a confirmation of a push-up before I try to be a hero here and get involved. And I'm just going to put a stop right at the low of the day. Again, not this one, poor trade management. I'll be the first to admit that wasn't done well. I had an idea about 55. It still may be that I get involved, but I was getting in small. I'm only in 15% now. If we get some kind of a pop and then a retrace, I'll consider adding at that point. And it may be that I see something different, something shift or change, and I get involved there. But just looking at our 15 and our 5, I mean, we are very much in a downtrend here. The tempo of it was something, though, that got me thinking that we might get a little bit of a pop-up higher. Let's see if we can get above 60 here. All right. I do like that on the 5-minute that we're taking out this bar. So now at this point, again, I'm in small. I got rid of some down here, just didn't want to be caught with my pants down. If we get some kind of a hanging out right here, a pullback, I will look to add some more and get involved. I'm going to buy a little bit right here. Bought some there at last 61.5. Again, I mean, we're very much in a downtrend, so I recognize that I'm trying to kind of pickpocket here, trying to be kind of cute. I'm in 20% of what I'll allow myself to trade, though, so I'm not in it too big. I've got a thesis for what I think what may happen. Looking for 70. I'd like to see 70. Then maybe even 75. Okay, and here's my, here, I'll get rid of this. Just scoot this over. Here's my 5 minute. And 55, that was kind of the level that I was stalking. So let's see if we can push higher. It'd be nice if we could. See if the bulls are able to take control here. First target for me is going to be 70, 37.70, so about another 10 points higher. Now let's see if we get the push I was hoping for here. Getting close. I might move my first target to 68.5. First target's either 68.5 or 70. And I'm just taking off a quarter of what I got on at that level. Might take off half. 1 minute's looking pretty good here. See if we get some love. Just another little push up higher would be great. Almost there. All right, I'm out of half of the position. Out of half of it right here. Still holding. See if we can get some love, get a push up higher. I'd give myself a C plus on management of this. Well, maybe a B minus. I don't know. I'll let you guys vote. Management of this. Thesis was that 37.55 could be an area. We're coming down. I saw this wick here and thought, okay, that could be it. I'm gonna get involved. which still was a bit premature looking at the 5 minute here. And again, I was talking a lot about tempo, like what's the speed, what's the cadence of the market, knowing that we put in a doji yesterday and that 55 over here on the left, this was an area where we had a big push up and then came down to 55, touched that area, and then never looked back for the next hour and a half, 2 hours. So the thought was that being that yesterday was a doji, a little bit of indecision, and today we're back and forth. Now today, who knows? I mean, we might resume a significant amount to the upside. We might resume to the downside. But I thought there could be a chance that the first touch of 55 could be a level where we would see some sort of reaction, which we did. And so I'm still holding that one and going to try to give it some space here. Let it run a little bit. 5 minutes looking nice. So on this again, the management was, I got involved here. Again, I know I mentioned you guys I was only in 25% of what I'll allow myself to trade. Came down here and thought, hey, I don't need to prove anything. Let me take some off right down here. So I did. Was in only 15%, and then added a little bit more and got in back around this area once we're seeing some sort of what looked like could be confirmation there. So on this one, I'm going to have the stop for the other half of this position. I think right around here, like 56 or so. I'll do that. Yeah, that looks good. Pretty big flush down there. So that's right, I've got my stop on this right here at this little node. I don't want to see it get below that. This looks like 56 3/4 level. Looking for some nuance here. Looking for something to kind of go off of to see if we do get a pop or if we just continue to the downside. Not really a lot to, not much to see, I don't think. I will say 60 is kind of a battle zone. So we'll see if we can hold this 60. I wonder if this is the retrace up. If this is now the push up higher. I didn't add any here. I thought about it. We'll see what it does here. We'll see if we get a good reaction and then thrust higher. So 68 to 70 was the first target. I'll be looking for 80 right now. I don't know if I'm going to take any off at 80 though. If we get up there, I'll probably just let it go, let it run. Let me pull up the 5 minute. Sorry, I keep going back and forth between 5 and 15 minute on that screen. Hopefully that's not confusing. All right, here's ye old 5 minute right here. I guess that looks good, right? Like we came down, pushed up, came down again. We've got only another 20 seconds. So put in what could be a decent tail here. Let's see if the bulls can push it higher now. And on a day like today, I'll see. Perhaps today is rotational. Perhaps 3780 is first, and then 3790, then maybe even 3800. But we got to get above this 72.5 first. So same thing as I mentioned, I've got my stop for the rest of the half of this position here at 56.75. And if it comes down to that level, I'm out of half of that trade. Granted, we booked some profit here, took some off at 68. But thinking that maybe I could have caught something, could have caught a move lower, and if we do, looking for a move back up into here. Let's see if we get it. Anyone taking any trades lately? Oops. Anyone in? Again, here's 5 minute. Bulls need to get above 70 really. This level right here. So this one, I'm going to give it some room. I'm not going to scale out any at 80. I want to see how this 5 minute bar develops. See if I'm gonna see if we can't get up into this opening range. Looking pretty nice, getting some good movement. Well, patience is a virtue, and it does pay, doesn't it? Man, it pays. So I talked earlier about removing the threat. How do we remove the threat? Well, a good case in point is that one that I just explained over here. How I was in, a little overzealous, a little bit too anticipatory, was in. And again, I wasn't in large. I was in a smaller amount. But I was anticipating seeing something that wasn't quite there yet. It hadn't set up. So a way that I removed the threat or lessen it was I just got a little bit smaller. Even though I was only in 25% here of what I'll allow myself to trade, I took some more off, like down here. And that way, at this level, I was only in 15%. And thought, you know what, if this thing gets ugly, I can just bail on it and get out. Because there's no way to tell if we do get a pop off of 55 or if it just continues to kind of meander like this on the 1 minute, just lower, 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 lower. So there was a removal of some risk there, took some off the table, just for a small loss. I mean, it wasn't much here. And then I added it back on once we got here. Once there was like confirmation, I was feeling like, okay, I feel like this is the spot where we could move up. Another way that we removed the threat was scaling out here at 68. I was watching 68 to 70. I let it go to 68 and got out of it. And then got a hard stop in down here at 56. I'm of the conviction right now that I've made some money on this trade, so I want to give it a little bit of time, see what it does. Truthfully, I'm not liking how it's getting rejected here at 80, but we'll just have to wait and see see if we do push a little bit higher. But to me, that's a way that you remove the threat, is either lightening up, scaling out, just managing your risk, managing yourself. So 5 minute, ideally this thing closes high up around 75, and it's looking a little weak here. Well, any trades taken out there for anyone who's watching? Any levels that you're looking at? Any ideas that are developing? Any hypotheses that are kind of coming into view? Oh, well, he's back, I guess. I'm gonna screenshot this Yahoo. Long at 54.5, jumped out at 67. Good deal, Micah. Looking for 74. We got 74, didn't we? It just you just had to go through that little pullback. All right, knowing that anything can happen and something will happen. Something's going to happen. and anything can happen. Well, that's good to know. You're welcome. Going to wait and see where D period opens up. Well, let's see here. D lower, yeah. Well, let's look at our daily. Maybe this will help. Here's our daily. Doji. Still indecision. Maybe we're rotational today. Maybe we get strong, go up higher. Maybe we get weak, push down lower. I'd say bears want it below like 56. Bulls want it above 80. Boy, it's interesting. It was looking strong this morning, wasn't it? It was looking strong until it wasn't. Let's see if the Bulls can take it higher here. Five-minute looking okay, I suppose. So again, I'm still in half of my position. Got my stop down here at 56. I'd like to see this be the move where we try to get up higher into opening range. 5-minute was looking decent here. Looked like the Bulls wanted to let it retrace, and they're trying to do it again. We've still got another 2.5 minutes until we put in a new 5-minute bar. So they got their work cut out for them. I feel like Bulls could show some strength if they get it above like 37.84. Selling off pretty good though at that 75 level. I'm of the conviction that it could be a rotational day. I could be dead wrong. I could be right. All right, another minute and a half until our 5-minute bar is completed. Let's see if the Bulls can run this thing up. going to scale out of a little bit more of this one that I'm in. They're at 82.5. And so now I'm just holding it against this level, just a quarter of that original position I put on down here. So pleased with the management of that. Got to pay yourself a little bit along the way. This one I'm committing to, this quarter bit that I got. I know I talked about letting price try to come up here to 90 or even 3,800. Let's see. I might even hold it there against 58. So we'll see what it does. We'll see how it's looking in another 5 or 10 minutes. Tech T, have you done anything lately? What have you done for me lately? Back in now it's 66. I would assume that pull back there. I think we've got a good chance. Let's see, holding now the D period just broke C period. See if we start trending up. That's a great entry, man. I feel like we could. I feel like, the day has potential to be rotational, which I mentioned earlier, which would mean, we're up, then we're down, then we're up, then we're down. I'm pleased with where I'm involved at and the scale outs, and I'm personally going to hold against either this level, it might be this level or this one, and try to just, I will give it to the end of the day. I'll just see, maybe we get some kind of move where we get way up to here or higher. Never know. Stranger things have happened. So Micah, I'm curious, I know you're a big market profile guy, which is cool. I like that. It's great to get your feedback, talking about C and D, and A and B, and E and F and G and all that stuff. But what other time frame charts are you looking at? You watching 5-minute, you watching range charts, you watching Renko, indicators? What are you using in conjunction? Or maybe you're trading strictly off of market profile, I don't know. What are the tools of the trade for you, Micah? I guess is what I'm asking. So if you're just joining us, it's been a good day. Although every day is a good day, we can and will have a winning performance every single day. You might say, how can you guarantee a winning performance? Well, it depends on how you define it. For me, I define a winning performance as simply watching and observing without emotion. Just being a student of the market. Let it show me what it wants to do. Secondly, not fearing that I'll miss the move. So knowing that, some moves you're going to be all over it. Other moves you may not. But there's no reason to fear, to be a little too over anxious. And then third, just simply executing with your targets and your stop losses in place. Knowing where does this trade have to go structurally for me to be wrong? Where on this, if I'm trading and I've got a level, where does that have to go for me to know that, dude, you're wrong, cut bait, get out of it? And then what's your targets? Where does it have to go for you to be right? Are you all in, all out? Are you paying yourself part of the way as it's moving in your favor? I mean, even that's something I'm still, trying to figure out as far as my style of trading. There's some trades where it's great when you're all in, all out. There's other trades where it's great when you're in at a certain level and then you scale. So I think that's the eternal question that traders have. And really just finding out what works for you. gonna, let's see, I think it might have been Micah who, somebody said they tried messaging me on Facebook, and maybe you weren't able or something like that. Micah, are you on Facebook? Or if you like, feel free to just look me up. It might be easier to friend me first and then to message. Sometimes with messages, if someone's not my friend, I won't get it, or it's like in a different area. But if you're looking to do that, because it'd be cool to connect with you, Micah. On Facebook, my name is Jeff, Jeff. Last name is Reeb. It's Reeb as in boy. There's a picture of me, my wife, my 3 kids. You'll see on there that a mention of Dent Boss. That's the paintless dent repair company that I had. And I also do financial advising for a firm here in Springfield, Missouri. So, yeah, hit me up. It'd be good to connect with you. Hey, thanks. I use 21 EMA on a 30-minute day chart for areas, and then use 5-minute and 2-minute for entry and exits. Love it. Love it. Good stuff. It's cool. I love with trading how there's so many different ways of doing it. I love it. Like, it's so unique, and I think it's great how it just symbolizes like the difference in people, like the difference of personalities and what you're into. It's the spice of life, right? If we all were the same and did everything the same, I really feel like life would be pretty boring. It'd be kind of lame. But I love how there's traders who, one guy looks at this, one guy watches that, another guy checks out this. It's great. I love it. Good stuff. Oh, Micah, without any luck. Well, stink. What's your name, Micah? I'm going to look you up right now. We're going to be friends within the next 5 minutes here. What's your name on Facebook? Or you know what? How about I do this? I can pull up my page and pull up the old Facebook page. Reed. Wouldn't be the first time, my man. I'll tell people my last name, it's like beer spelled backwards. And some people say, oh, like deer? No, like beer. Like the beverage. Let's see here. I'll do that. We'll pull up Facebook. Facebook.com. Password. There's 90. 5-minute looking good here, looking strong. Alrighty. We'll be in good shape if we get above this like 97 and 95 level. All right, Micah, here you go. This is my profile on Facebook. Gosh, this is a while ago. Probably 4 years ago. So me, my wife, my kids, that's us. So look for that. That's my name, Jeff Reeb. R-E-E-B as in boy. Here you go. I'll even one up that. Let's see. There you go. Hopefully you can click on that link. I'm going to sell just a tiny bit more at that level. Again, wanting to pay myself if it goes up. Pretty pleased with the run we've put in so far. Kalamazoo, Michigan. Yeah, Mike, I think you mentioned that. All right, let's see. It'll be interesting to see now because here's our. Let's book the 15-minute. Get a little bit more context here. ISO just a little bit more there. Don't want it to break that, but still holding. So right now I'm just in what I started with here. I'm only in 10% of that. So trying to decide if I want to hold it against this level or this. See if we can't push higher and get a little bit of a move higher up. Friend request sent. Success. Success. I'm going to make you sweat now. I don't think I'm going to accept it. Just kidding. Not cool. Greg T. I also sent you a friend invitation on FB. Oh, cool. Yeah, awesome, Greg. I haven't traded yet today. I'm just listening to Jeff while working. Well, you get what you pay for, Greg T. I am the first one to admit that I am not a guru. For me, I've got a few more thoughts to wrap up, and then that'll be it for me. It's been a great day today. Every day's a good day. It's nice when it's a good day and you're positive and you've read the market well. But it's great when you can take a trade, take a loser or two, not blow everything, right? Like, not be foolish, know where you're wrong. Wait for either another trade that day or wait for the next day when maybe the movement of the market just makes more sense to you. And I mean, every day is different, isn't it? You know, there's some days where, and I'm sure everyone watching can attest to this, there's some days where you're locked in, you're seeing what's happening, and you have a good reason of where your levels are that you'd like to be involved. And there's other days where you can't get out of your own way, right? Like maybe you're frustrated. Maybe, I'd tell you the days that used to be the most frustrating for me were days where I felt like I had a good read, but I was impatient and I rushed the trade, or I got into the trade and I was looking for a payday and I didn't hold it as long as I could. Days where I was reading the market well, but I didn't make much money at all, or I lost money. Those are days that they are just emasculating. But with trading, there is a mental toughness. There's a mental fortitude that you have to have. And again, I liken it to my daughter swimming in the deep end at the pool where she does her swimming lessons, where It's a scuba diving training place. The deep end is 14 feet deep. My daughter is 7 years old. She's a beginner swimmer. She swims like a fish where it's 4 feet with the instructor right by her side. No problem at all. She's like Michael Phelps. Not really, but she's getting it. She's doing good. Instructor's right by her. But man, you watch her go to that 14-foot deep area, pupils are dilated, like there's an intentionality, like an intenseness on her face, on her expression. She's locked in. She's aware. She's mentally tough. And truly, I feel like to do trading well, there has to be a mental fortitude. On a day when you've lost or you've traded poorly or you haven't followed your rules or whatever, when you haven't been following your process well and you know you can do better, there's got to be that toughness to come back the next day to say, all right, I'm going to be patient today. I'm not going to be in a hurry. I'm going to take a trade if I see it. If something sets up in the first 10, 15 minutes, first half hour, I'm going to be ready to go. If I got to wait, if I don't do anything, if I've got to sit on my hands, then that's what I'm going to do. Yesterday I mentioned, I get here a few minutes before market open, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, just kind of check some levels, nothing major, pretty simple stuff. And at the open, most days, I'm kind of like how a basketball player would warm up before they play. They're doing their drills, they're stretching, they're shooting baskets, they're getting their blood flowing, they're ready to perform because they know in 5 more minutes, tip-off is happening, I've got to be ready, right? With trading, we know the open is going to start every day at 8:30 a.m. Central, but that doesn't mean that there's going to be a game to play. It might mean that the first bit of play that we see comes 15 minutes later. It might mean that we've got to wait an hour. It might mean that we wait for 4 hours and we don't do anything. It might mean that within the first 30 minutes we've taken 3 trades. And so again, all of that, I really feel like that takes some mental toughness. It takes a mental fortitude to just stick in there, wait, and be patient. Let's see. All right, so let's see. Let's do it right now. So kept you guys waiting long enough with friend requests, right? Let's go over. Yeah. Oops, how about this one? Which you can tell I'm not. Let's just go here. I might have to do it on my phone. I'll get that off the screen. Friends, maybe that's the one. Greg, gotcha. Micah, gotcha. Oh, got a few I gotta confirm here. All right. Boom, there it is. Micah, Kalamazoo. I gotta see who some of these other guys are. And we'll go from there. All right. It's documented now. We're friends. It's official. Welcome to the family. Greg, climbing some rocks? Oh, no. I thought you were rock climbing there in your picture. All right, y'all. I'm going to wrap it up soon. Got up to that 37.90. Decided just on market activity scale a little bit more out at like 37.85 and then 82. That little 10% that I got on now, I don't want to give too much of it back, so the question for me is, where do I hold it against? Yeah, 62 might be a good level, and it's just a small amount. But it's nice when you've got a small trade that turns into one that really pays you well. That's a good feeling. So even here on this one, once I was in 25% of what I'll allow myself to trade, but the scale outs have worked nicely, and it's been one that's paid off well. And if we can push up higher, it'll be one where not much risk was put on the table. So the risk to reward on it, I guess what I'm trying to say, was really good. Alrighty. Isn't it though, Tech T111? That's all day trading is. Wait for the perfect setup. Then wait a little bit more for your target to get hit. So it's wait for the setup, and then you get involved, and then sometimes it's wait for the target to get hit. No hiding anymore. Yeah. Alrighty. Gonna land this plane here. Finish her up. Let's see, I've got some thoughts written down. And two, for anyone who's watching, I know I can get kind of like a broken record on here. I need a little bit newer material. But if there's any thoughts that you have, feel free to post it. It'd be great to hear myself ramble about those. No, not really. Micah, I put my stop into the tick of the PB. Is PB price breakout? Yeah, I feel like it could go up too. I put my stop to the tick of the PB out T76. Man, yeah, I love all the different ways you can trade. There's this guy named Al Brooks. He trades. My buddy Brendan, who I've mentioned, he's really good at just trading trends and all that. But he's a big Al Brooks follower. He's drank the Al Brooks Kool-Aid. And Al Brooks is on Facebook. He has courses. He's kind of like a walking encyclopedia regarding 5-minute time frame on any kind of market. Doesn't matter whether it's Forex or S&P 500 or NASDAQ, you name it, 5-minute is his jam. And he's kind of he just seems to be super intelligent. I guess he was a doctor or was a published author, maybe a dentist who was published and then years and years ago got into charting and all that. But it's cool because I think he only watches the 5-minute, and I know he watches the daily and some other time frames, but his trades are based solely on the 5-minute. And so even that, it's super cool to see his techniques. Pullback, gotcha. Duh. I put my stop to the tick of the pullback. 76, gotcha. Yeah, 76 isn't bad. Not too shabby. Now, Micah, have you scaled out any at all, or seems like you're kind of maybe all in, all out? Let's see if the Bulls push it here. Alrighty. So just being reminded today that the market, final thoughts here that I'm going to wrap up with in about 2-3 minutes. The market is just like a big loaf of bread, just a big, big loaf, as big as your house, as big as the ocean, however big you want to think of it as. And as a trader, it's just your job to take a small piece of that loaf. Not even every day, but consistently. And sometimes you got a piece of it and you got to give it back, right? That's on the days or the trades that don't work out. But just consistently taking out more than you're giving back. It's there for you. Focus on the process well, not the outcome. We can and we will have a winning performance every day. Because we define winning as just watching and observing without emotion, being a student of the market, letting it show us what it wants to do, where it could be going, not fearing that we'll miss the move, knowing that we've often got plenty of time for our setup to happen, to get involved, to take advantage of what the market is telling us. And then lastly, simply executing with a plan. That means executing with a target in place and executing with a stop in place, knowing where you are wrong. They sold off 90 or close to 90 pretty good there. Let's see. I've decided to move that last little tenth of my trailer to this spot as well. So if we keep powering higher, hey, that's great. But if we don't, if we take this out, then I'm done. This is it for me. I'm all out. And